Mr. Chair, I move to strike the last word.
The lady is recognized for 5 minutes.
For me, the promise of education and a brighter future came with pursuing a post-secondary education. While I know that's not for everyone, I think that it should be available to anyone who chooses to work hard and achieve that. What I'd like to share today with my colleagues is that there are so many young people who are depending on us to get it right. Many people talk about, speaking with constituents or what they've heard or what they've seen. I have a very different perspective on this issue. My last day in the Waterbury Public School System was January 2nd. I worked a half day, drove to Washington, and got sworn into Congress. I have had a front row seat to the future and the expectation of what a college degree brings. And I know that there are so many people on the other side who are depending on this committee to get it right, who are depending on this committee to work together to ensure that we are making access to those opportunities available for all students. So many of my students in my school, a Title I public high school with 1,300 kids, came to school and relied on their teachers to help them navigate through the complex web of higher education. Like me, so many of these students, everything they learned about school, they learned at school. So much of this information was overwhelming and burdensome, and they just trusted that the system would work for them. We know the financial benefits of a college degree are greatest to those who are least likely to enroll, such as students of color and individuals from low-income families. We also know that those are the students that are most likely to lose if they are not given access to college education. So we must work together to remove the systemic barriers. We see first-generation students trying to navigate this experience on their own. And I really would like for everybody on this committee to reimagine what that looks like. Not everybody has a family that's home talking about enrolling in college and what that looks like and working through the paperwork and navigating the debt. We have so many students who are going at this alone because they believe in the promise of education. They've bought into the ideas that we've told them about what they can do with their future if they just chose to pursue and work hard on whatever that is, whether it be education, whether it be career training, whether it be technical education, but just for them to do their part. But if my journey and their journeys have taught us anything, it's that we are desperately in need of reform for our system to make it equitable, just, and transparent, to help bring the dream of college within reach for first-generation students, dreamers, and low-income students, to help students complete their degrees and then quickly pay off their student debt, to make sure vulnerable students are protected from pernicious actors. We have the ability to do that here today. That is why I'm so proud to join my colleagues as we take a major step in marking up the College Affordability Act. I want to thank the chairman for his leadership on this groundbreaking bill and the committee staff for their tireless work to make this bill possible. The College Affordability Act would immediately lower the cost of college for students and families across the country. It dramatically expands Pell to a high of $625. It incentivizes free community college and drives states to invest in their public institutions. The bill invests in educators by fixing a broken public student loan finance and teach grant system and permanently funds historically black colleges and universities and other minority-serving institutions. The bill improves completion for underserved communities through more robust and more flexible wraparound student supports. I am grateful that the College Affordability Act includes several of the bills that I led. Bills that would help restore Pell benefits to vulnerable high-need students, make it easier for teachers to pay off student debt, and increase the diversity of our educator workforce, all things that I know students and teachers so desperately need. I am grateful that the amendment in the nature of substitute takes into consideration the current mental health crisis this country is facing and includes language that I have advocated for, language encouraging institutions to develop comprehensive campus mental health and suicide prevention plans. This bill's mission is neither Democrat nor Republican. Don't listen to those who would paint it as such. This bill gives the new generations of Americans the chance to know what all of us want for ourselves: a better life, access to opportunity. I look forward to supporting this bill later today, and I encourage everyone on this committee to vote in the affirmative. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll yield back.